Today, I want to talk about a movie that was recommended to me by my nephew. He actually picked this up for me and wanted me to watch it. He's got a few movies on his list that he thinks I would like. So, the movie I'm talking about is 2017's Get Out. And I think some of you watching this may have heard of this and may even know about it. Okay, Get Out is a interesting thriller with horror elements in it, and I actually was anxious to get down to it for the month of Halloween this year. Okay, this was directed by Jordan Peele, and he's making his directorial debut with this. It's from Blumhouse Productions, and I know Blumhouse has done some good stuff. Now, right away when watching this movie, I was intrigued right by the opening scene. The introduction scene is really, really interesting and unsettling. It has a black man at nighttime, and he's walking around a deserted street. Looks like a pretty affluent neighborhood, but yet he feels uncomfortable there. Something's not right, and he seems to be looking for an address or something. And then all of a sudden, a car, very creepily, drives up with strange music playing, and before you know it, he is attacked and subdued and is dragged and kind of kidnapped and taken into that car by a strange man wearing a helmet. Now, right away, I'm like, this is pretty cool. This is creepy. So as we go on, we meet another person, a character named Chris, who's a young black man, and he is dating his girlfriend, who is a white woman. Daniel Kaluuya, I hope I say that name right, is playing Chris, and his girlfriend Rose is played by Allison Williams. And it comes time where they're going to meet her parents, and Chris is upset because he's wondering if his family is aware that he's black, and are they going to react a certain way. Well, Rose definitely keeps him consoled by telling him he has nothing to worry about, that her family is not at all racist, and they're accepting of black people, so there's no issue. Well, sure enough, when they go to upstate New York to meet the family, everything seems pretty good, except some of the way the family questions him and acts around him is a little uncomfortable, a little strange, but yeah, you can see they don't really have anything negative against Chris just because of his skin color. Now, they also have two black servants, a man and a woman, that work there, which somehow seems a little odd under the circumstances. And they have an annual get together every year, and that's coming up very quickly, where they're going to have many wealthy guests attend. And right there is a good scene. The way right away this movie. Before I go on, what I like about it is it's it doesn't have a lot of action explosions and stuff going on everywhere at every turn, making your head spin. This is very unsettling, down to earth. It all revolves around the house and the area surrounding the grounds of the house. So it's very intimate, and I like that. I appreciate that. And right away, I can tell that the style of this filmmaking is very, very appealing and very well done. So I'm enjoying that, and I'm getting intrigued. As this movie goes on, I get more and more intrigued. When this group of guests arrive, they're very strange too, in a way, uh, weird things that Chris starts to notice, like one of the women here is an older woman who seems to be married to a black man that attends as the guest to this union, and it's a man who's 30 years junior to this woman. So Chris has some signals, wondering what's that all about, and we as the audience are wondering what's going on here as well. Well, without spoiling too much, and that's the thing here, I don't want to spoil it, because if you're going to watch the movie, you're not going to want to know everything. But right away we can tell that there's something going on with the family, why they're taking interest in black men, and in particular, and turns into more of a, like I said, a horror scenario here. Now, Chris finds out that he's being set up. Let's put it that way. I won't tell you exactly what happens with them, but I will say one thing. As much as I enjoyed the movie, and I did, thoroughly. I would say that I was not surprised by a lot of what transpires here. I think it was highly predictable. It's a predictable movie. I knew pretty much what this was going on to be in the end. I knew what was happening. I didn't know exactly by what methods or what means specifically was this was going to unfold, but I knew kind of the general idea. I've seen a lot of these kind of horror films in my time, and again, if you've seen as many films as I have, it's kind of derivative of past things, but it's got a different spin on it, mostly because of the racial component, which is what's interesting. And I was able to put myself in the shoes of Chris, the young black man who's amongst many, many white people, and something doesn't seem right. I could put myself in his shoes, as the hero, and also the, let's just say, sitting duck, if you will, like you could tell something's happening. Um, Definitely, though, I was guessing everything, and a lot of what I guessed was going to happen came true. Now, at the end of the movie, I also said to myself, I know exactly how this movie's going to end, no doubt about it. Turns out, this was interesting. The movie did not end as I thought it would. Then I found out after the movie was over and I went back to watch the special features, there's an alternate ending that was going originally to be used. The alternate ending that the director had decided not to do was the ending that I thought was going to happen. So I predicted the alternate ending, not the actual ending. Don't know which of the two endings I like better. I think the alternate ending, I think, actually is more disturbing. The alternate ending is more disturbing and a better ending, I think. But the ending they went with is also satisfying in another way. So I also want to give props to Lil Rel Howery as Rod Williams, a TSA airport police officer who's the best friend of Chris and who starts to feel that something's not right here and keeps trying to warn him all along. He provides interesting comic relief and fun through this, and every time you see him, it's really a joy. And he's really good in this movie. All right, well, anyway, I want to talk a little bit about what I've learned after this. As I say, as I watched the extra features, I discovered interviews with the director, Peele, and I found out that he actually made this movie because of the racial tensions that were going on. He felt there's still a lot of racism out there. So at the time when he made this, during the Obama administration, he had a real drive to get some messages across here. Now, I think the film is rather heavy-handed in its racial theme. I mean, and as far as like who the bad guys are here and who the good guys are here, and that didn't take away from the enjoyment of the overall movie. And I still was able to put myself in the place of the lead character Chris and root for him all along against the bad people. But that is pretty blatant and intense of the message going on here and what's being talked about. Let's put it that way. I'm not so sure a movie could be made like this today with the racial roles reversed. What I found out afterwards, because I like to peruse special features and commentary and stuff, that director Peele, this is his first movie directing, and I couldn't believe it. This guy directs like a pro. You would never think that this movie was directed by a first-time director. That's how good the direction is. And the acting's very good, beginning, of course, with Daniel Kaluuya, and everybody, Allison Williams, all the other actors. The acting is top-notch all the way through here, and the unsettling mood and vibe of a good horror film or Twilight Zone film or something like that is really effective, okay? Now, as much as I like the movie, I would give the movie, by the way, 3 stars out of 4 stars. As much as I liked it, when I read stuff that happened to this movie, I was questioning it, because as good as the movie was for what it was, I found out this movie made $255 million. And then I found out that it received an Academy Award for Best Screenplay. Now, this is just, to me anyway, a lowly kind of horror-themed movie. And the screenplay, while it was an interesting twist, Best Picture, it was nominated for Best Picture also, Best Screenplay and Picture, and Best Actor for Daniel Kaluuya. I could see him being getting a good actor nomination, but I don't know what I don't know other films from 2017 that were also part of the group for Academy Awards that year. This is widely, as I'm learning, regarded as one of the best films of the 21st century. And not only one of the best films of the 21st century, but apparently, by the notes I'm finding, it's considered one of the greatest films of all time. Now, I'm not going to go there. I just don't know. Anyway, 3 out of 4 stars for me. A good movie, and I highly recommend it. Check it out.